Parts of this episode of Garden Time were recorded before COVID-19 and social distancing requirements.
Hey Judy, you ready for this?
You mean our walk at Hoyt?
No, a new episode of Garden Time.
I'm always ready for that.
Welcome to Garden Time. Well, we're out at Hoyt Arboretum, and spring is a great time to hit the trails.
And spring is also a great time to see the magnolias in bloom. And later in the show, I'll be talking with Martin about the Magnolia collection.
Also in the show today, we'll be headed out to Newburgh to their modified Camellia Festival.
We'll also be showing you how to plant an herb container.
But coming up first, a trip to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival.
Well, it is so wonderful to be back at the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival. They are in 50% color this weekend. I'm with Karen. It is just gorgeous. Oh, beautiful.
It's, you know what, we're at that stage where I tell people it's like any nice day is a great day out of here. And when we talk 50% bloom, you have to understand there will never be 100% bloom because our tulips, we have early, mid, and late season tulips. So full bloom, when we consider full bloom, is when the majority of our late season blooms start to come on, our mid-season blooms are in wonderful color, and the early ones, well, they're beginning to look pretty sad.
Of course, of course. But that is just so wonderful, and really we can check those field reports to find out where you are before we come out and make our reservation.
Definitely. View the field report. We post pictures almost every day of what the field is looking at. Now the field behind us right now is very much 50% plus in bloom. But if you're looking down the rows, an interesting phenomena is the south side of the row here is in bloom and the north side isn't quite in bloom yet. And it's because the south side is warmer, the north side is cooler. So in your yard, you can see these things happening. Depending on your location, how soon or how quick they bloom. That changes bloom time.
It is. And so talking about our yards, you can actually order your bulbs for pickup this fall.
Yes, you can. You can either pick up a catalog here, or you can order online, just go to woodenshoe.com. We also recommend you do go to woodenshoe.com to order your tickets, follow the link, because we are doing time ticketing this year.
Ah, okay.
So just as a reminder.
Right. And then when you come, you want to enjoy it with your family and friends, bring your camera, and if you have any questions, you find the people in these vests.
Lovely vest here. We're out here. We're available to answer your questions. You know, whatever questions you have, whether it's about pots, cut flowers, or ordering bulbs.
Excellent.
See us, we'll be glad to help you out.
Oh, that is wonderful. And so we do have some more questions, and we're going to go talk to Cassidy about what else is going on at the festival. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So now we have more information from Cassidy, and you know, Cassidy, people think of, oh, it's all the lovely tulips, but there's more for the festival than that.
Yeah, so we have a ton of weekend and weekday activities, all of which can be found on our website under Tulip Fest events. One of the biggest things that people get really excited about is our hot air balloons. There are a couple of limitations though when it comes to the hot air balloons. They only operate Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they are completely weather dependent. So if there is even a hint of wind, they're not going to be able to operate. So we recommend that you check the weather and show up as early as possible right at opening to best ensure a place in line for your hot air balloon ride.
But there is so other things. There's food vendors and there's activities for kids and for families, and really there's just a lot to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got amazing food vendors. We've got a lot of craft vendors. We've got a couple rides that are able to be easily sanitized, so there's lots to do while you're here.
Yes, and I noticed that people are really respectful and everyone has their masks on and everybody's just like paying attention to all the rules.
Yeah, absolutely. We really wouldn't be able to have this festival if people weren't complying, and they've been doing a really amazing job. The one thing that we do ask, and I know it's really hard because it's so exciting when you see these gorgeous flowers, but we ask that you don't walk through the rows or step over the rows. This is not only to preserve our flowers so that everybody can enjoy them for the entire season, but we just want to keep everybody safe, as those rows are pretty treacherous at times. So we thank you all for respecting our flowers and respecting each other.
So Cassidy, with the timed entry ticket, you get to come to the festival, but what else does it do?
So we have, not only do you get to come and see the flowers, but we do also have our Red Barn hemp products. We have an amazing gift shop. We have child and adult beverages, so our winery, and yeah, just lots of amazing fun stuff to do. Cut flowers, potted flowers, bulbs are ready to be ordered as well.
Well, it's just lovely out here, and we always have such a great time. And so where can people go to get all the information?
Yeah, just go to woodenshoe.com. You can get all the information about weekend and weekday activities, as well as purchasing tickets, since we are doing time ticketing online only this year.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So really, it's just a lovely time to come out. Bring your camera, bring all your families and friends. Make sure you get your time ticket entry, but come out to Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival and enjoy it this year. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery. Gardening makes for wonderful family time. Whether it's updating your landscape or planting a veggie garden, at Portland Nursery, our great selection and staff of professionals can help ensure your family's success. Visit portlandnursery.com for a list of our classes, events, or sign up for our newsletter. Portland Nursery, let our family help your family grow at 50th and Stark or 90th and Division.
Garden Time is on the road again. Join us as we tour Portugal and Spain in the fall of 2021. We start in Lisbon, where we tour the palaces and gardens of royalty. Then we make our way across Spain with visits to the Mesquita and the world-famous Alhambra. Enjoy the sights, sounds, and tastes of Andalusia before we end up in exciting Madrid. Local transportation, hotels, and 26 of your meals are included. Go to Garden Time Tours for more information, and we'll see you in Europe. Since 1982, the Wall has been making local gardens beautiful, naturally. Whether you need a new wall, concrete patio, fire pit, or driveway, the Wall's expert craftsmen can build it. We back up our work with a 5-year warranty, so you'll know it'll last. We use the highest quality materials, including stamped colored concrete, natural stone, and we're the leader in using recycled concrete. Create an outdoor environment you'll enjoy for years, with the help of your friends at The Wall.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
Well, it's camellia season. I'm with Collier. We're out in Newburgh at the Camellia Festival. And Collier, you have some beautiful examples of camellias.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And we're hoping that your listeners will be coming to the Camellia Festival on Saturday. We're having, the Oregon Camellia Society is having its annual show here on Saturday. The show will be open to the public between 11 and 12. We'll have judging at 11 o'clock. And we hope to have hundreds of beautiful blooms here to show you.
Right, and you just brought a little sampling with you today.
Right.
You know, and just looking at, people that are not real familiar with camellias, there's a lot of different types of camellias, aren't there?
Yes, there are thousands of individual camellia varieties. There are different forms and shapes. You see, we call these semi-doubles. This is a formal double. You can see it's quite a different pattern. This is a single camellia. It only has a few petals. And we're really pleased with this one. This is, it's past, almost past its blooming season. This is called City of Newburgh and is named and registered with the American Camellia Society for the City of Newburgh.
And so people that want to grow a camellia and aren't too familiar with them, where's the best place, to plant a camellia?
One of the biggest considerations is that camellias are at their best as partial shade plants. That full sun is, except for a few camellias, like this is one, is not usually best for them. There are two basic kinds of camellias, the fall blooming Sasanqua camellias and the winter blooming japonicas and others, but except for the sasanquas, less than full sun is most desirable.
You know, and people can come out to the festival and learn a lot more about the camellias. So we're going to go head inside, and we're going to go talk to Carissa a little bit about the festival and what you guys have coming up here at the STIHL Cultural Center.
Okay, great.
So I'm now with Carissa, and she's the Director of the Arts out here at the STIHL Cultural Center. And so tell us a little bit about the Camellia Festival, which is today.
The Camellia Festival this year looks a little different than normal. We just have the run walk in the morning. We've had staggered start times to accommodate smaller gatherings. And then we're having our annual bloom show in the gallery. And of course, we're monitoring how many people are coming through the building and making sure we're staying safe with social distancing. And then we also are having our plant sale. And this year, with the plant sale, we're able to have online pre-sales. So again, limiting numbers of people coming in. But then we also have plants in our large ballroom where people can wander through and still purchase things.
So people can come out today, they can enjoy the festival. But you know, you guys do a lot more than just the Camellia Festival during the year, right?
We do. We have year-round programming going on at the festival. We have, upcoming, we have our summer art camps for kids. We have year-round art classes for adults and for kids. We have exhibitions in our galleries. We have concerts. We have performances. This summer we have a lavender festival. So we never-ending events at the Cultural Center.
And so, you know, for people that are interested in, learning all these events and what you have coming on, where's the best place for them to go get that information?
Both either our website, STIHLculturalcenter.org. You can also follow us on social media. We have active Instagram and Facebook, and you can see all the stuff that's coming up. If you're interested in classes, you can click through links and register there. And then, like I said, for online sales, you can do that at our website as well.
So, all of this information, you can go to their website or you can go to gardentime.tv. So we're excited to be out. The weather is beautiful. We're looking forward to seeing the camellias and all the other events you got coming up throughout the rest of the year. So thanks, Carissa, for having us out here.
Thank you.
While many of us are still enjoying our tulips and our daffodils this spring, it's not too early to start thinking about our summer bulbs. Actually, now is the time that we want to plant them. Today we're going to be planting some gladiolas. This would be also the time we want to plant some calla lilies or some dahlias. And so what we want to do is we're going to dig a small little hole. We'll read the directions on the package with how deep we want to go. These are going to be about 4 to 5 inches deep. So we'll dig our hole. We want to make sure that we have good drainage. And then we'll take our bulbs. The easy thing about these, you just kind of drop them in the hole and just place them right in there. Sometimes it's kind of hard because we don't know what the top or the bottom of the bulb might be. So when in doubt, you can either just plant it on its side or just throw it in. The bulbs are pretty resilient and they're going to find their way up to the top. So once we have our bulbs planted in there, we're just going to sprinkle the soil right over the top. Like that. Plant them down in there. And then we can take and we want to mark them. So in case we're doing some digging later this year before they start coming up, you can use like an old fork or a nursery tag, or sometimes it's even fun just to take a rock and write the name right on there. So we'll mark our bulbs, we'll water them in, and we'll get to enjoy them the rest of the summer.
Spring is all about freshness, and you can't get any fresher than Blooming Junction. From new and interesting annuals and perennials that can bring fresh color to your garden to the freshest of produce from our fields and from local growers. We can also help you be successful with our full slate of timely and helpful classes. Freshen up your home and garden, inside and out, with a visit to Blooming Junction. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens and great tasting food for your table.
You work hard in the garden. Shouldn't your gloves do the same? Garden Like a Girl makes gloves and apparel from natural, recycled, and organic materials. Garden Like a Girl gloves will help you tackle any job. They are designed to fit, protect your hands and nails, and they last. Plus, 10% of our profits go to cancer research. To learn more about Garden Like a Girl products, go to our website, gardenlikeagirl.com. Garden Like a Girl, ruggedly feminine.
For over 100 years, Camellia Arbor and Bartlett Tree Experts have provided tree and shrub care services to the Portland metropolitan area.
From large tree and small shrub pruning, tree removal, and stump grinding, we can handle all your tree care needs.
Our arborists diagnose and treat your toughest insect and disease problems.
We also have organic solutions for growing and maintaining healthy gardens, as well as organic nutrition for your trees and shrubs.
Camellia and Bartlett, environmentally friendly since 1907.
Ryan, you need to brush up your look. Ryan, that is better.
It's always better when you show off your Garden Time pride.
Check out the Garden Time store on our webpage for a great selection of Garden Time gifts and apparel. Choose a hoodie, shirt, hat, bag, or mask for yourself or as a gift for the Garden Time fan in your life. See the complete selection on the Garden Time website.
Pick up some Garden Time gear and show your Garden Time pride.
I am at one of the gems of the Portland area, Hoyt Arboretum, with Martin, the curator. And Martin, it's so wonderful to come to see the magnolias. I don't think we've ever done that before.
Yeah, I mean, the magnolias at Hoyt are just one of those parts of the collection that lots of people come to visit. And I think we pretty much nailed the best day today, but there'll be lots more to see.
And how many different trees do you have?
So there's about 130 trees in the magnolia collection,
Wow.
And they cover 40 different species of magnolias.
Wow. And so these are specific to early blooms, the ones that are in bloom now.
Yeah, so we're kind of early April, so what we're seeing is kind of our, what we would call like the precocious bloomers. These are a lot of the magnolias that flower before they leaf out. Oh. And so we're seeing a lot of the really early flowers, but because we have such a broad range of species, we're going to have magnolias in bloom all the way through to August. So there's usually something in bloom.
That is amazing, and different colors. I mean, not just all white, there's some that have pink and different flower shapes, a little bigger ones, smaller ones, and the one with the very large flowers is amazing.
Yeah, this tree right behind us, the really tall one, is Magnolia veitchii. It's a really old cultivar. It's a hybrid between Magnolia campbelli and Magnolia denudata. And it was actually bred by Veitch's Nursery, which is kind of the royal nursery in England. And they were responsible for a lot of introductions of magnolias from China into cultivation in England.
Oh, interesting. And then what's the next section of the next species of magnolias that bloom?
So we kind of move into some of the sort of more evergreen magnolias. So there's a big section of the magnolias that used to be called Macalias, but they're all kind of lumped in with magnolias now. And they will start blooming. A lot of times the flowers maybe aren't as big and spectacular, but sometimes different colors, and they last a little bit longer. And then later in the year, we'll get into some of like the American species of magnolias, like this leaf is from Magnolia macrophyllum, which is a big leaf magnolia. And it blooms kind of in about sort of early to midsummer for us. And it actually has a flower that's about over 12, maybe up to 18 inches broad.
Wow.
It's a massive flower to go with these really big leaves.
Wow, and that's just a tease to come back to see that. But we're going to go to a specific magnolia to see, and it's just down this path, so let's go walk over.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Martin, it's been really fun to walk among them all, but this one is spectacular.
Yeah, this is one that, because we just kind of got the timing right to be out here, this is Magnolia sargentiana var robusta, and this species it doesn't flower for a particularly long time. If we get a year where the weather is a little bit too cold, sometimes the buds will freeze, and so we don't get any flowers. So mild winters are really good, and this year it has a really amazing amount of flowers on it. The flowers are, as you can see, really big. I mean, they're sort of 8 to 10 inches, and have this little bit of a pink blush to them. And one of the things that I love about it is the petals are kind of relaxed and sort of fold back, which is a little bit different from some of the Solangiana types where the flower is much more upright, much more rigid. And so people describe it as like a dove sort of sitting in a tree with its wings kind of down. So yeah, it just evokes a lot of a lot of feeling from people. They enjoy the way it looks.
Oh, it is beautiful. And really, for some of the cultivars that are out in the market in the garden centers, they're nice trees for homeowners.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of smaller statured magnolias. Some of them tend to get very large, some of the Solangiana types that are sort of popular for the early bloom. But yeah, if you look around, you'll find there's some really nice evergreen. Locally, Magnolia Mortier is really widely used even as a street tree. It's pretty good. Magnolia Galaxy is another great street tree type we see used all around Portland, and they're actually in bloom around Portland streets right now. They really brighten things up.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, magnolias are pretty versatile. The one thing that we really want to be cautious about them is they don't really like to dry out very much, and they like a lot of mulch over the root system. So, and then I would say the other thing is post-bloom pruning. So don't put off your pruning till the fall. We want to prune them right after they flower so that they have time to set new buds for next year.
Really, that's all great tips about them. And magnolias are so beautiful for your garden, but come on out to Hoyt and really see this collection this spring. And you have time to do it. It's not going to be just right now this minute, but you'll see that whole progression of magnolia blooms. If you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv and you can click over to the Hoyt Arboretum website too. Martin, thanks so much. Happy spring.
Happy spring.
Well, it's springtime, the sunshine is out, we're getting in our yards and on our patios. I'm with Mark and Amy Biggie, we're out at Al's Home and Garden. And Amy, we're getting in our gardens, we're on our patio. We want to make them look pretty. What do we need to do this time?
Yeah, it's that time of year, the sun's out, it feels good. Well, it's time for container gardening, and this is a great thing you can do even if you don't have a lot of space. So the first thing you want to do is look for a container. We have lots of pottery, beautiful different options, and you can kind of start with that. Look for a color that matches your area and your space and size as well. So we're starting with this pot right here.
Okay.
The next thing you want to do is have something that has some structure and some height. Gonna get you there.
Yeah.
We're gonna just put that towards the back here. This is great. Mark also has this little guy here, cypress. We're gonna stick that in there. It's an evergreen. It's nice to have just some variety. As you can see, like some grasses, some evergreens, something that will be there year round.
Right.
So that's a great way to start. We're putting that towards the back. Then we have some color to add in for the spring. Right here, Mark has a geranium. I'm gonna stick that in there. The great thing about planting your containers is really you can choose whatever goes with your style, whatever you like, and also your area. We are choosing some plants here for sun conditions. So when we say that, we mean afternoon sun. But you also, if you get afternoon shade, then there are some great options for that as well. So you just want to be aware of your lighting situation wherever you're
And your staff will always, help people pick out depending on, if they're not sure what to put in there. Because there's a lot of choices that you can add.
For sure, yeah. And actually, yep, advice is free, and we have a lot of people here to help. So if anyone has questions, needs help designing a container, we have a lot of people to help with that. Yeah.
And then, Mark, while we're sticking these in here, you guys have an event coming up.
Yeah, we do. We have what we call our DIY Container Days. It's coming up this 15th through the 18th. And what we do is we have people bring in their own containers, or they can select from our containers. We have people to help pick out all the plants that you want. You can purchase those and then go outside, and we have set up these stations where we have free potting soil that people can use to plant their containers. They're all disinfected. It's all cleaned and socially distant. So we were able to do it last year in the pandemic, and so we're able to do it again. We have free fertilizer there, so people can do all their planting. They can get assistance with that if they like, and then leave the mess with us and go home. So it's a really fun event.
Something ready where they can just go and drop it on their patio, and they can explore it for the rest of the summer.
Absolutely.
The fall. Yeah. And then when they're done with in the fall, you can just swap out your annuals, change it up because you have your evergreen plants already in there, and then change it up and have your year-round interest in there. So as always, it's a great event. We're outside. It's we have lots of things to choose from. You have a huge selection. Very knowledgeable staff that can help you pick out any planters, any plants to go in there, the color, and bring them out and come out and get them planted up for free.
Yeah.
You just purchase those and away you go. So we're looking for the event. We're looking forward to being out in our garden and on our patio and enjoying it year round. So Rick and Amy, appreciate being out here, and you're looking forward to spring and being on the patio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
At Capital Subaru, we are family.
It's not all about selling cars here. It's about our community and our families.
We keep you moving.
With a Subaru, it's always, what are you going to do next?
And with our new space, we'll get you service faster than ever before.
And we are growing.
With over 72,000 square feet and 30 new service bays. Our new location is opening later this spring.
I can't wait. It's a new year and it's going to be awesome.
At Capital Subaru, we are your way on the Parkway.
Judy, what are you doing?
You said to follow you.
Follow us on Facebook.
Oh, man. Well, we invite all of our viewers to follow the Garden Time page on Facebook.
And on our Facebook page, you'll find links to stories, you'll see upcoming events, and you also might even find a funny joke or two.
So don't forget, go to the gardentime.tv webpage and click the link for Facebook.
Since 1926, the Bonide Company has worked with homeowners to make their homes and gardens beautiful. If you have a garden problem, Bonide has the answer. Don't lose the battle with weeds. The Bonide line of weed beater products will help you get a handle on your weed problems. They are active in cool weather and you'll see visible results in less than 24 hours.
Visit Bonide.com to find a local retailer and to download your free Bonide Problem Solver app for your iPhone or Droid.
At Sagawa Nursery, we always talk about taking your garden from ordinary to extraordinary. For us, that means bringing you the newest and best plants and unique garden items to you, our customer. For you, that means we'll help you transform your garden into something that's extraordinary. We also have some great gift items and even a few surprises for inside your home, too. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
I'm at Margie's Farm and Garden today, and Margie, I have to tell you, I love your commercial because you say color, 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 and you come here and you have color. It's amazing.
Yeah, we have lots of beautiful color, and for the 1st of April, we have a lot of color, but look at our beautiful sunny weather we're having. But like we've been talking about, it's still cold at night. So at nighttime, you either need to put them into your garage or put a blanket over them while we're still having frost.
Yeah, it's true. It's like you're going to get them, you may as well protect them.
Protect them so you don't have to replace them.
There you go. And dahlias for this early, that's amazing.
Oh, we have such a wide range of dahlias. We grow a lot of dahlias here, and it is early for dahlias, but they're good to go outside, and they'll bloom all summer until frost in October. Yeah,
that is nice. Just got to deadhead them?
Yeah, you got to deadhead them. So when you can tell when the blooms are done blooming, and then you just follow them down to the next leaf and clip them off, and it'll just keep sending up the buds all summer long.
Lovely, lovely. And then I see you have gerberas, which are always so sunshiny. I love them.
I think that is one of my favorite flowers. You just look at it and you just want to smile.
You do, you do. And then I see you have a whole flat of coleus, and look at all those colors.
We have probably about 15 different types of sun coleus. So blooms great, or not blooms great, grows great. Too early to plant it outside, so one of those things you're going to have to protect, but you can put it in the full sun, and the great color goes with everything. They're so pretty.
They are nice. That's really a nice kind of companion. That's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then what are the ones behind it? Those are interesting.
Nemesia. We have a beautiful selection of different nemesias, and they smell wonderful, kind of like vanilla. Lovely bicolor choices as well as solid colors.
Pretty, pretty. And really our favorites of everyone, geraniums.
Geraniums are one of our favorite. There's so many different types, the light green leaf, the dark green leaf, all different colors. We have a huge selection of them, and they're just in full bloom right now. And another thing that's going to bloom great all summer long.
Nice, nice. And I see that you have containers too, and such cool petunias.
We have a lot of different varieties of petunias, and we have a lot of containers that are already planted, so it's easy for you to just take home. Or if you want, we can help you design your own, so you can get everything here and plant up yourself what you want.
Yeah, and you got to talk, we're talking a little bit about petunias, but look at the selection of petunias.
We have, I don't even know how many varieties, probably about 50 different varieties of petunias. We have a lot of million bells, super bells, petunias, all different types. And they're great to put in containers, baskets. We can help you choose what you need.
Yeah, because sometimes some are upright and some are trailing.
There
So
are
really
some upright, some
different
trailing,
kinds.
so that's something that we can help you with. This Crazy Tunia Cosmic Purple, so that's one of the upright ones, but beautiful color you have on that, and but yeah, lots of different choices.
And so, and I see that you have Jack's all-purpose fertilizer because you really need to do fertilizer right now.
It's very important to care for your plants, to get the correct soil. We have about 7 different types of potting soil. We can help figure out what your situation is you need. We have the Jack's fertilizer, but again, just any fertilizer you have at home. It's important to fertilize about once a week and to keep everything going and blooming good all summer.
It's all about color, color, color here at Margie's Farm and Garden. And if you want to come out and get some color for your garden, this is the place to come. And if you're just a little bit worried about which ones to choose, you have to come out and talk to the staff here because they know which flowers and plants will do well in your garden. If you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website and you can get all that information and come out to Margie's Farm and Garden. Margie, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Our tip of the week comes from Ron out at Blooming Junction. Now Ron, we just purchased a tree. How do we get it home safely?
Well, assuming you bought a large tree and brought a truck, what you want to make sure is that you put the pot towards the cab of your truck. Like so. Flip your tailgate up and put your tree down and slide it back. What you'll find is a lot of people, you might have to turn it to a flatter side.
So Ron, why do we want to turn it to a flatter side?
Well, you don't want to risk breaking off any branches or anything like that. You also want to, when you plant your tree, plant it with some compost or planting mix. You could use that on the side of the pot or each side of the pot to keep it from rolling around in the back of your truck.
Right, because we don't want to have the damage. You know, we've all seen people driving down the road with trying to tie a tree standing straight up.
Yeah, or they don't tie it and it goes down anyway.
Right, and then you just risk more damage.
Exactly.
So Ron, if we have a tree that's really long and hanging out the back, do we need to be concerned about that?
We would provide you with a flag. If you don't have one already.
Okay, so you just tie that on the tip just to make sure that
exactly.
Cars and people can see
don't
that.
Smash into it.
So transporting a tree home safely from the garden center, that's our tip of the week.
Garden Time's Incredible Edibles.
If you have been visiting your independent garden center, you may have seen seed potatoes. So it is the time to plant potatoes for production this year. So I have in my hands 2 potatoes. One is a seed potato that you can see with these little sprouts. The other one is the potato that I bought at the grocery store. Now this one probably has been treated with something to prevent sprouting because you want to eat this. If you do see an organic potato, you can try to use that to plant for production this year. But the best bet is to get seed potatoes. So this potato, 24 hours ago, I cut it apart just so that the cuts are all sealed off, they're all healed, and you could see that it's already starting to sprout, and this is what they call eyes. And I could actually cut this seed potato one more time, so then I have 2 eyes and then 1 eye on this. You need a start that has actually you have to have at least 1 eye. And so then you're ready to plant, and that's the next step that Ryan is going to do.
So now that we have our potatoes and they've been cut and sealed for over a day, we find the little eyes. We'll dig our hole down into our soil. We're using these in a raised bed. And so we'll dig out our hole. We'll plant our potato down there. We usually like to have the eyes that are facing up. And once they're in there, we'll just kind of cover this up. And then we'll work and go from hole to hole. There's a couple different methods that people will do. Some people with like a raised bed like this, we'll just plant them directly in the bed. Other people like to kind of layer them. So some people say once the plant comes up and starts to grow, you can put another layer of mulch or soil on top of that and keep building it up and have multi-layers of potatoes. You might get a bigger bounty, but for our purposes, we can only go so deep in our raised bed, which is just perfectly fine. So once we'll go through, we'll keep dropping our potatoes in the holes, like this. And then we'll continue on. We've used this bed for potatoes in the past, And you can already see that the potatoes are already starting to come up. And these were pieces that we forgot to harvest or were left in the ground all winter. These will be perfectly fine for this year. So once we're all done, we'll start to be able to harvest this summertime. And usually, harvest time is, after the foliage has come up, it'll go to flower. And once that flowering's done, you can start to harvest then, or you can wait till all the foliage has died down and then dig the entire bed up. And then you'll have your potatoes for the rest of the summer and into the fall.
Build a beautiful home inside and out at French Prairie Perennials. Inside, we have just the right creative elements to complete your decor. We offer an oasis of unusual, nature-inspired garden and home gifts and accessories. Outside, choose from our wide selection of unique dwarf conifers and sparkling companion plants. French Prairie Perennials, located between Woodburn and Wilsonville. Take exit 278 to Aurora and French Prairie Perennials.
For 90 years, Espoma has one guiding principle: develop the finest organic gardening products that work in harmony with nature, grow beautiful gardens, and make a greener world for the future. From our soil products to our plant foods, we have always been committed to the environment and sustainability. We use a vast array of natural and organic ingredients and package them in our 100% solar-powered plant. Look for the quality line of Espoma products at your local independent garden center. Espoma, organic from the beginning.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
So it's springtime, it's not too early to start thinking about our decks and patios. I'm with Wayne, we're out at Little Baja. And Wayne, you got some great little strawberry pots for us.
We do have the best selection of strawberry planters anywhere.
And it's, strawberry planters, they've been around for a long time, but they're not just for strawberries, right?
No, people use them for planting herbs, which I'm going to do today. Strawberries, of course, like you see here, and also succulents, you can, or flowers or whatever you want to put into them.
So, so people that are, getting ready and come out here and pick up a strawberry planter or an herb planter like this, how do they plant it? What's the best steps for doing that?
Well, it doesn't really matter what size you get. I mean, we got them all the way from 3 pockets up to 20 pockets, but the first thing and basic thing you want to do is you want to start by filling up the planter and planting the bottom holes first. So you just start filling your planter.
And it's important to use a good planting.
Never dirt. Use a good potting soil, and and you don't have to use no PVC pipe or anything like that. I'll show you the trick to watering them. But as you go along here, you just want to fill it in, and as you go, and I'll let you pick one you want to do.
So we've got a nice selection of different herbs in here. So this one here, that's some oregano, which is nice.
If I can get it in here. And the nice thing about this, our pockets, our strawberry jars, is you can fit 4 fingers into them. A lot of times you'll get some of the pockets in some of the other department stores, and you can't get your fingers in there, to get the flower in there.
So you're just kind of, teasing the roots a little bit, just kind of shaping that
yeah, if
root
you had
ball.
smaller plants, we could probably get them in there a little easier, but you don't have to be too gentle with them.
It's just important to get, you just want those roots to come in and be covered with the soil.
Right.
Soil on the inside, right?
Nice thing about plants, they come back. So I just make sure that it's covered up.
Right. So then when and there's not a lot of right or wrong to kind of which herbs you're choosing, right?
No, just whatever you like. This just happens to be the ones that were given to me to plant.
So we're doing, some chamomiles, we're doing rosemaries. There's a lot of like the creeping thymes and oreganos and sages. And so you're just kind of starting down at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm starting at the very bottom here.
Soil in there. So now that we're getting our kind of our last pocket filled up around the edge, you know, we've worked our way up from the bottom. Now you got the top to plant, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to put in some more soil here, cover up the pockets.
And then you're kind of using a larger plant on the top, right?
Yeah, I'm going to put one big plant on the top here.
Yeah, so you could either do like a large focal point plant like this, or you could fill it up with some more smaller ones, right?
Put some nice flowers in there. Oh, man, a little too much here.
And you're just kind of, you know, teasing those roots open a little bit, so it kind of gives them able to get out and kind of get established.
Okay, yeah.
So once you get that all potted in, what kind of care do we need to do with these, you know, going through the summer?
Well, the biggest thing about any planter is make sure it's got good drainage, and you got a good loose soil so that the water runs right through it, you know. And this soil here I happen to be using, no names mentioned, it's just a really good soil that retains water.
Right.
And so as you go up, pack it down.
And then continue to fill in the soil. And you'd gone through like on these pockets and kind of tap these in a little bit. So when you're watering it, it kind of creates a little bit of reservoir for that water.
Try to leave a reservoir in each one of these pockets so you'll hold water as you water it.
You know, and the nice thing is while you're finishing up, you can have this on a deck or a patio and continue to harvest year round, because all of these herbs are all, for the most part, pretty hardy and able to be outside year round.
Now the big thing about a strawberry jar is that because it has a funnel shape like that, you know, most people get frustrated when they water it because it fills up and everything flows over the side. So you want to make sure that you're only got enough soil in here that the water doesn't roll out the pocket, but enough that that'll reservoir. So when you water it.
Right, and being a terracotta planter, what do we need to know for wintertime as far as care?
Wintertime is just drainage. That's all you want. If you come in and look around, you'll see pots have been planted here for 20, 25 years. You know, and has nothing to do with the quality of the pots. Well, of course, we got the best quality. We shop from small families and not big factories.
Right.
And we guarantee all of our pots. But you just want to make sure they got good drainage, because no matter what it is, if it fills up with water and freezes, it's probably going to break.
Right.
You know, so you want to have good drainage.
You know, for more tips on how to care for the terracotta or any other of the statuary and pottery that you guys carry out here, if you're looking for more inspiration to brighten up your deck and patio, make sure you come out here and talk to Wayne and the staff out at Little Baja. So Wayne, we appreciate you being out here and having the pointers on how to care for our herb pot.
All right, thank you.
No matter what shade your green thumb is, you can find the plants and the help you need at Wavra Farms. We're filled with an astounding array of colorful plants to fill your garden. In addition to wonderful annuals and perennials, we are known for our hanging baskets. We also have all your garden essentials, and we have great garden gifts too. From beginner to expert, you'll find something new and different with every visit. Wavra Farms, located off Highway 22, exit 5, east of Salem.
Ryan, you need to brush up your look. Ryan, that is better.
It's always better when you show off your Garden Time pride.
Check out the Garden Time store on our webpage for a great selection of Garden Time gifts and apparel. Choose a hoodie, shirt, hat, bag, or mask for yourself or as a gift for the Garden Time fan in your life. See the complete selection on the Garden Time website.
Pick up some Garden Time gear and show your Garden Time pride.
It's time for a plant adventure. Come visit the nurseries of the Cascade Nursery Trail, a collection of independent specialty nurseries full of wonderful plants that deserve a visit. It's April Palooza. To celebrate, all our member nurseries are open every Friday and Saturday from 10 to 5 for your safe shopping pleasure. Start your perfect plant safari at cascadenurserytrail.com.
Little Baja is your source for a whole lot of terracotta and concrete too. From bird baths and benches to Buddhas, bears, and fountains, plus the exclusive Baja chimney, we have an amazing variety of the finest in terracotta and concrete containers. Come check out our selection of statuary for any garden theme or setting. So for something for the garden, deck, or patio, come see us at Little Baja on East Burnside in Portland. Find us on Facebook too.
When we work in our gardens, we like to work smart because we're doing a lot of activities. Well, I have some new tools that are going to make your work so much easier. I'm with Wayne from STIHL Tools. And so Wayne, we love coming because we love gadgets. I think gardeners are gadget people too. So tell us about some of the things that will make our lives so much easier in our gardens.
Well, among those is the Kombi-system for all the different tools that you need for maintaining your yard and your garden, edgers, line trimmers, hedge clippers, blowers. All these different tools are in the Kombi-system. And we've had this for 20 years. And these are old tools that I've had that long. But just recently we've came out with some battery-powered power heads for them. And this is one of those. The battery drops in and away you go. It's quiet, it's as powerful as the gas, and you really can just do a lot of work on one charge of that battery.
That is nice. And so explain a little bit about the Kombi, because we have some new gardeners here. And so really you get like one piece that works with so many tools, so you don't have to have a lot of heavy things, you just kind of interchange them all.
Well, that's it. You don't have to have 10 engines to have 10 tools. You just have one power head. That could be gas or that might be battery, and that's all you have to maintain. Cool. And that's always where the maintenance is in the engine or the power supply. So it's a super good idea, and it also condenses into a smaller package if you have limited space in your garage or wherever you store your tools.
That is so true, because of space. That's always the other thing too. And that might be, I can't get that tool because I don't have the space. But
That's
really,
right.
That solves another problem there.
It does. It does. It makes space so you can have more of something else.
Right, right. And then we need to talk safety because they are power tools. You're not
That's
just
right.
using a trowel. So what do you expect us to do for that?
Well, anytime you're using tools, it's really a good idea to have eye protection and hearing protection. And I always say gloves are good, long pants, boots. Don't think that because it's a line trimmer and it's safe and go out there with your flip-flops on. That's not a good idea.
That's true. And because we want to be able to enjoy our gardens too.
That's right.
Not be injured.
That's right.
That's true. Well, you know, STIHL Tools are in many places around the area, and so where can we find the dealers?
If you just Google STIHL and your town, you'll find out where your dealer is, and they'll be happy to help you.
Definitely. Really good knowledge there too. There. So if you can go to gardentime.tv, we'll click you over to that website, and you can go to the STIHL dealers and get some of these tools for your garden for this year. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So here we are, it's late winter. You know, we're getting ready, for that spring is right around the corner, and we're kind of thinking about our vegetable gardens. So, what better way to get an early start on that is to take our raised garden beds and kind of convert it into a miniature greenhouse.
Yeah, and it really is pretty simple. What we did was we have this raised bed, and so we got this PVC from the local hardware store, and then we also put some stakes down, put some really heavy-duty ones so that it'll hold with the wind, and you gently bend. Now be careful because this is going to be straight when you get it, and you want to gently bend it into this hoop. And if you give me a hand there, Ryan. And we're just going to slide it right on top of these stakes, okay?
And slide the other one in.
These are well-trained hoops.
Good. Got our hoops, and then we can cover it with our plastics. So we picked up this plastic at the hardware store. So it's a heavier, kind of a 6 mil plastic to act kind of like a greenhouse, and we use a clear, so let the light in. And you don't want to use the black because we need
no, you
electricity. But then we'll get ready to cover this, and we'll show you how that all works.
All right.
So now that we have this all clipped and we've sealed in our raised bed, what this will do is allow the light and the sunshine to warm up the soils. And by having the warmer soils and that protected heat in there, it'll help the seeds germinate, or if we have new seedlings, it'll help those take root and get started and give us a jump start.
Yeah, and you know, this isn't permeable. It's not going to get any rain in it, so you're going to have to check it and make sure you water it maybe about once a week. And on those warm sunny days that we have, make sure you open up the ends, or you can open up the side, and make sure you get coolness in there, you get the wind going in there so that the plants are more happy.
And once we get through spring and the summer or the evening temperatures are warm enough that we're beyond the frosts, we can remove the plastic and you save it for later. And then once again in the fall, when our temperatures start to drop again and you want to protect your end of the season harvest, you can put it back on to protect your plants.
You know, this is a great little project to help you get a jump start on your summer vegetable garden.
At Garland Nursery, you'll find
top quality plants,
4 generations of garden know-how,
fun and fantastic garden decor,
and the best in garden supplies.
Come visit us at Garland Nursery.
Since 1937, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
Since 1929, Grimm's Fuel has powered great gardens around our area. With our comprehensive composting and yard debris services, we can apply quality garden mulch, compost, and blended soils with our experienced crews and trucks, including our landscape rock and bark products as well. We are proud of our industry-leading state-of-the-art composting facilities. We also can take care of your fuel oil and firewood needs. Grimm's Fuel, building great gardens since 1929.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Bauman from Bauman's Farm and Garden, and if you're like me, there is never enough time of the day to get everything done. And that's why these aqua pots from Proven Winners are the answer you've been looking for. With a self-contained water system in the bottom of the pot, you only have to water them like once a week. Bauman Farms is one of the only places in the Northwest that you'll find aqua pots, but hurry in because supplies are limited.
A while back, I was talking with Mary from Garden Like a Girl about gloves that she was designing. And so here we are, now it's finished, it's in the stores, it's retail, it's on your site. So tell us about, like, you being a woman, designing a glove. How did that all work out?
Well, the way it all worked out, the way it started was I loved to get in the yard and work in the garden, and I got really tired of my fingertips poking through the end of my gloves, ruining the gloves, and so my glove became a disposable glove and ended up in the landfill where it didn't break down. So I complained to my husband, who is kind of a product geek and has a lot of experience in endurance and performance enhancing materials, and so between the two of us, we created a glove made just for women, to fit a woman's hand. It's not a cut down man's glove, and we made it in 2 different finger lengths on our medium and large sizes because, you know, I can hold my hand up to one of my friends' hands and, you know,
sure.
So it's not a one size fits all thing, you know, we're all different. And so we came up with this glove. And, you know, it's been a tremendous hit. We're super happy with how it's turned out. We've gotten great reviews.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But too, talking about the finger points too, it's actually reinforced, and that material is what we hear about in many different things.
Yeah, it's interesting. So the fingertips are wrapped. There's not a seam on the end of the fingertip, and they are reinforced with Kevlar.
Wow.
And the same stuff that's in a bulletproof vest, right? And so they're strong. And we also have a padded palm. You'll see the cancer ribbon there. Tom and I, my husband, are both cancer survivors, so we do give 10% of net profits back to the American Cancer Society. The gloves are made from goat skin, and they have an adjustable wrist closure. It's got the hook and loop, or Velcro as I call it, closure, and it gives you a little bit of added support. You know, vented back so that they do breathe. These gloves will mold to your hand. The more you use them, the softer they get. They may be a little tight at first, but after 5 minutes, you know, they're super comfortable.
Right. And I think this time of year, really to have a new pair of gloves that are going to perform is on everyone's list.
Right, and you know, they do have to perform. They have to be very durable, and you know, when I get in the yard, I'm going at it. You know, I'm not playing around, you know, like with little tiny snippers. Like, I'm out there getting some work done, and you know, they will keep up with you, and you know, they would make great gifts. You know, birthday gifts. We've had lots of folks order for friends, so.
And so where can we find them?
You can find them at gardenlikeagirl.com. You can also check our website, gardenlikeagirl.com, for our retail partners. We have a few retail partners in the area, and more coming on board every day.
And also on the website, you can see the different apparel items that you have on there too.
Yes, we do. We have some awesome apparel. I have on one of the hoodies right now, and it's made from 50% recycled bottles and 50% upcycled cotton. And then we have these t-shirts. All of them are made from 50% recycled plastic bottles, 25% organic cotton, and 25% beech trees. And they're very, very soft. They launder really well. And on the back they say Sun Garden Girl. And you know, again, great gifts. T-shirt and a pair of gloves, and you're gonna make somebody really happy.
That's true. So if you're interested in having a great pair of gloves or any of the apparel items, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website. You can find out where you can go locally or you can order them online. Mary, congratulations to you and Tom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Garden Time today, but Ryan, I really need to go back to the car. I am tired.
Oh, Judy, it's just a short little walk right up this trail.
Okay.
You know, Hoyt Arboretum has miles of amazing trails you can enjoy year-round.
And if you come really quickly, you'll see the beautiful magnolias.
You know, for more information on today's show or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv. You know, Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on Garden Time.
Garden Time is on the road again. Join us as we tour Portugal and Spain in the fall of 2021. We start in Lisbon, where we tour the palaces and gardens of royalty. Then we make our way across Spain with visits to the Mesquita and the world-famous Alhambra. Enjoy the sights, sounds, and tastes of Andalusia before we end up in exciting Madrid. Local transportation, hotels, and 26 of your meals are included. Go to Garden Time Tours for more information, and we'll see you in Europe. The proceeding was a paid program of the Gustin Creative Group and its sponsors.